Speaking of the NFL, the release of Madden 20, which is not actually, you can't buy it yet. It's not available, but it's just around the corner. EA Sports, you might have seen this over the last couple of days. They released their initial player ratings for the upcoming season. And how do you think that went over? Have you been paying attention to this? No, don't ask. Kind of like clockwork here. There was a seemingly endless stream of exasperated NFL players who were clearly antagonized by the video game developers because they got lower than expected ratings. Some of this was all in good fun. Some of it was real, legitimate agitation, like anger, rage. Tom Brady, who seemed to have some fun with it, he was playfully unhappy with his speed rating. He took to Twitter. He had a video of him running like the Flash. I would say that's all good-natured fun. Others, not so much. Among those who became unzipped and unglued because of the Madden game, you had Keenan Allen, DeMarcus Ware, and Eric Ebron, who were the biggest complainers. Now, they were not alone. There were a bunch of other players also, but we'll single them out, especially Keenan Allen. We'll start with him of the Los Angeles Chargers. Keenan Allen, who was so angry that he recorded a video while driving and drinking a soda. He was having a nice carbonated beverage, it appeared, driving around, which I believe is a violation of the law. I don't think you're allowed to do that. You can drink a beverage while you're driving around, but if you're like videotaping yourself, I think that's a crime. So Keenan Allen committed a crime. The Chargers were an accessory because they put the video out. Do we have the video? Do we have the video on this? Let's see if we have the video. Iowa Sam's here. He's giving me a very odd look. Of course, this is a gag on production, so I'm sure there's kinds of chaos going on right here. But Keenan Allen in the video, he got an 89 rating overall, the same as Amari Cooper and Julian Edelman, and that led to this.
I will not be playing Madden 20, period. All right, number one, my overalls are 89 for sure. My short route running is a 91. My medium route running is an 88. What? Like, my deep route running is a 75. Like, bro, who's making this? Dog, what? Who did this? Speed's at 87. Like, bro, ain't nobody just running with me step for step like that, bro. Like, come on, dog. It's not that sweet out there, man. Like, what is you thinking? My strength is 69, like I'm a little boy. I'm just not understanding something. I'm not understanding. I'm an 89 on the game, Pro Bowl back-to-back, 1,000. I don't understand. What's up?
Yeah, so it went on like that, and my favorite quotes from this, though, from Keenan Allen were, my deep route running is 75. Bro, who's making this blank? Come on, dog. I love that. Come on, dog. Anybody that says, come on, dog, I like. I like people that say, come on, dog. I like that. Here's more, though. The other quote was, he said, my strength is 69 like I'm a little boy. It was amusing. But wait, there's more. How about DeMarcus Cousins? Not DeMarcus Cousins, the basketball player. How about DeMarcus Ware? I got my DeMarcuses mixed up. DeMarcus Ware of the Cowboys, using the King's English here. He was outraged by the clear disrespect that he was given. He had an 89 rating. He called on the Cowboy Nation to boycott the Madden game. Also, veteran tight end Eric Ebron said that Madden on the bull manure IC, although I cleaned that up. He used a different word. I cleaned it up because God forbid you hear the word that starts with an S. People get all freaked out. Can't handle it. So we can go on and on. There were a bunch of others, but you get the point. So NFL ballers have great disdain for video game developers behind the Madden rating system. So the question, what do you make of this clear animosity and some bitterness mixed with fun towards EA Sports? Now, my views here, you've got the panties, William Shakespeare, and Switzerland. And we'll put everything into a pot and we'll boil it for about 10 minutes and we'll see what happens. Now, first of all, this is a time-tested tradition The Madden game's been around for seemingly forever. It goes back many, many years. We're talking about, when did the first Madden game come out? In the early 90s, maybe even earlier than that. It's been around for a long time. It's been well over 20, probably 30 years. The Madden game has been around. They tweak it a little bit year after year. More on that in a minute. But this is reliable and predictable as Punxsutawney Phil coming out of the burrow on Groundhog Day, right? It has been enhanced, thank goodness, because of the age of social media that we all share here. And it's hard for me to have any empathy. I get a kick out of these stories. We do this kind of thing once a year when the rating comes out. But there's not a lot of empathy here. We hear how difficult life is in the NFL, and players like to wax poetic, and the people that tell the stories of the NFL wax on about the hours, the dedication to being a professional football player. You work so many hours. You work out 3 hours a day. You practice a couple hours a day. You study film for 7 hours. They're 12 or 14 hours a day you're spending at the practice facility. So it's amazing that all these guys have that much time to play a video game, considering that all of their dedication is to football. Now, it has been trendy to trash the Madden franchise. Now, I went like a decade without playing Madden football. I just started playing Madden again last year. But my theory is it's Madden fatigue. Right? Only so many ways. There's only so many ways you can peel an orange, right? There's only so many ways you can present in a football video game. And the other Komodo dragon in the room for the Madden people, like the ratings, we'll get back to the ratings, but the Madden game itself, that game franchise, the problem they've got is the NFL is a corporate 800-pound gorilla. And they've got a bunch of demands. They've got a laundry list of demands, which when you make a list of demands for a football video game or anything, you have then essentially taken a pair of scissors and chopped any kind of creative license out of the game. At one point, there was a football video game. I think it was a Madden game that had an ambulance that came out in the field. Somebody got hurt there that had an ambulance ride out. It was hilarious. It was fun. It's a video game. Couldn't do that, right? PC police, outraged, can't have that. We live in the age where people get their panties in a bunch over the most trivial and unimportant stuff in general. And the persnickety NFL, the people behind the NFL, they want everyone to love them, or at least try not to offend them. So they cannot be seen, the NFL, as insensitive. There's, no Tweety Bird over a player who gets knocked out, torpedoed with a savage hit. You can't have a Tweety Bird because that implies a concussion, and you can't do that. There's no way. And outside of the occasional Madden glitch, and I'm sure there'll be a bunch when the new game gets out, people will find the glitches. Every year now, since it's watered down by the NFL rules police here, the game is just repackaged year after year with some minor alterations. The names of the players obviously change because they move from team to team. There's new players that come into the NFL, but the overall gameplay is pretty much the same. Does anyone disagree with that? Does anyone disagree that the general Madden over the last handful of years has been pretty much the same? I don't think you can disagree. Now, secondly, in the world of the NFL, while I don't have any empathy for these guys that are complaining about their rating on the Madden game, I will concede that this is the highest of high honors that you can get. It's silliness, but that's the way it is. It's kind of like that old Aretha Franklin song from back in the day, right? RESPECT. That's what this is, right? The vision for NFL players, the thought is, hey, if I get a high rating, that is the ultimate. If I was making a ton of money, I would think I wouldn't really care about that because that's just noise, right? If I've got millions and millions coming in, that to me is more important than anything else. But a low rating in a Madden game, that is a blow to the machismo, the very foundation of some of these guys. And aside from money, this is the big currency in the football world. And as William Shakespeare wrote, though, it is much ado about nothing because the spoiler alert, I don't know if I should say this, but when you purchase the Madden game, I believe I'm still correct on this, you can actually edit the game to adjust how you want individual players to be. You can alter, you can tweak with the game. believe that to be the case there. So if you're able to tweak with the game, which I believe at least a couple years ago I was able to do that, if you don't like something, guess what? You can change it. And in the case of DeMarcus Ware, listen, he's been a good player for the Cowboys, but he's pretty much a one-trick pony. He gets a lot of sacks, but if you run at him, you can run through him. He does not play the run as well as he's able to get to the quarterback. Now, final thought on this. A friend of the show, Michael Thomas, he had a statement. He was upset the Saints quarterback, Drew Brees, did not get a 99 rating. Tyrann Mathieu also said Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes should have been rated 99. There's only 4 players, none of them quarterbacks, who got a 99 rating in the game. Patrick Mahomes is the highest rated quarterback at 97. Tom Brady got a 96. And as an objective observer, I am neutral like Switzerland when it comes to these Madden ratings. Like, Brady should not have been a 96. I realize the Patriots just won the Super Bowl. How dare you say it's blasphemy. But no, at his advanced age, you watch the Patriots during the regular season, his skill set is declining. It's in regression, not progression, so I wouldn't put him at a 96. Now, meanwhile, the Madden people, they absolutely nailed it with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, this is the perfect thing. I don't know who came up with it, but Dakota Prescott had an 81 rating, the same as Kirk Cousins, which means he is an average pedestrian NFL quarterback. Dak Prescott is a fingernail ahead of Andy Dalton and Derek Carr. Take that, Cowboy fan. That's how it works. And Nick Foles, who's now the starter in Jacksonville, he had a 77 rating. Lamar Jackson, who is challenged throwing the pass vertically, completing passes at high percentage, he had a 76. And how about Mitch Trubisky? We told you a story a couple weeks back that the Chicago Bears fans had hijacked the sports book and they had bet Mitch Trubisky as the MVP dark horse candidate in the NFL. The odds had to be adjusted. Trubisky got a 75 rating on Madden. So the video game makers do not think much of the Bears quarterback. And these are accurate reflections on where these players belong. So I think they did a very good job on that.